I'm on, it's recording. Sorry about this. It's fabulous weather here in France at the moment. Amazing weather. Right, I'm going to speak up a bit if I can, because somebody said, oh, you whisper all the time. Well, I'm not whispering, I'm just having a chat with you. But anyway, look, I'm going to make a quick video today about the new Rolex models, but I'm coming at it from a different perspective, I think. And I think I've seen something that other people have perhaps not seen, so I'm bringing it to your attention. But before we start that, let me just explain to you what's going to happen. I'm going to sit here and talk, and then I'm going to overlay pictures of the new models I'm talking about onto the screen. So my ugly mug, a face made for radio, will not be on here for long. First of all, let's talk about my Black Bay 58. I'm still wearing it. It's here every day. It's on my wrist every day. It is fantastic. I love it. I never not wear it really all the time now. And it is as good as I expect it to be and more. It is very good. So, Black Bay 58. In one of my last videos, I think it was the last video, anyway, I talked about availability. It's quite clear to me now that availability that was around in most dealers early July to mid-July has gone. That initial stock of factory launch models, Black Bay 58 Blue, has gone. I don't think anybody's sitting on stock anymore. So then you come down to, well, how long will it take to get one if I want one? How does it compare with the Black Bay 58 Black? So last week, today's Monday, so I think it was Thursday last week, I contacted my AD and spoke to the lady I deal with here in France, and I asked her that question. I said, mine's great, I love it and all the rest of it, but if I wanted to get one for a friend of mine, or a friend of mine wanted one or whatever, what's the general availability? What's the ordering system? And she said, for the Black Bay 58, they have no more in stock, all sold, and they have no indication whatsoever of when they're going to get some. So that could be next week, or it could be in 6 months' time. She has no idea. For the Black Bay 58 Black, the original black version, they are now running an order system, an order book. And at the moment, as it stands with the deliveries they tend to get, if you ordered one this week, you wouldn't get it until at least January 2021. That could change, of course. Could be quicker, could be much further back, but that's her expectation. And she also said that she expects the Black Bay 58 Blue to be similar, but she has no indication from the factory as to what it will be. So, right, I'm going to now read from my notes, or take prompts from my notes, and I'll be putting in lots of pictures over the top of my ugly face. So let's talk about the new Rolexes. Everybody's gone mad about them. Loads of videos out there. Everybody's going Submariner, 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 and making comments. And some of them are valid and some of them are stupid, but it's their opinions and they're entitled to them. Here's what I think. I think the focus on Submariner is completely misplaced. I think the Submariner's finished. I think the Submariner is now, it's passé almost. They've almost done themselves out of business. And by that I don't mean they're not going to sell anymore, because they'll sell as many as they can make. But the new Submariner range, the changes, to me, are, they sort of smack of desperation. It's almost as if they don't know what to do next. It's as if if you take Coca-Cola as a brand, Coca-Cola looks the same, tastes the same, does the same, nothing changes. So what they have to do is tell you why you should buy it. Keep me reminding you of Coca-Cola. And the new Rolex range is almost a bit like that. It's almost, well, we can't make any more big changes because we did them 10 years ago when we put the ceramic bezel on and we changed the case. So we'll just fiddle with it now and see what people think. And I'm underwhelmed. I think it's very average. I mean, to me, why would you make the diameter bigger? Why? What's the advantage? I don't get it at all. They've put a new movement in, and that makes it 70-hour power reserve. Well, my Black Bay's got that. It'd be the same movement, I'm guessing, pretty much. They've put a green bezel on it, and frankly, it's yawning inspiring. It's just really, is that where you've got to with this? So, I think you should forget about Sub, and you should forget about a new Submariner for the following reasons, really. I mean, first of all, the most obvious one is you're not going to get one. You're not going to get a new Submariner. Some will come through, but they'll go to favoured customers, the usual game. And if you wander into an AD and say, oh, could I buy a Sub please, and put my name down, I'll give you a deposit for a fit, they'll do the usual game of smiling, shake your hand, maybe take a deposit, maybe put your name down somewhere, and then forget about you. Because they're only going to get 5, 6, 10 a year, and they're all going to go to their mates or their best customers. So, first of all, that's it. You're not going to get one. But I also think, as I've said just now, they've gone the wrong way. I don't know what they're doing making these changes to the Submariner. They're not inspiring. They're a bit underwhelming. And making the case slimmer in the lugs, making it more like the Black Bay 58, but then making the diameter bigger is a bit like robbing Peter to pay Paul. I don't quite get it. Anyway, but there is good news. There is some good news, I think, and I think most people have missed this. I've been watching videos on YouTube about the new range, and even when people mention the Oyster Perpetual, they don't seem to have worked it out. So I'm going to tell you what I think. The Oyster Perpetual is where it's at now, in terms of what's interesting in the new ranges from Rolex. If you look at the Oyster Perpetual, first of all, it's going to be available. It's considerably cheaper than any other Rolex. And I'm going to show you lots of pictures now as I go through all this, so just have a look at these. It's a smartwatch. They've upgraded it. They've given you lots of options and choices in terms of colours and the size, and it will be available. So let me just show you some of these pictures, and then as they come through, different colours and what have you as you're looking now, I'll just run over why I think you should seriously consider an Oyster Perpetual. I mean, first of all, they're going to be available. They're going to be far more available, I'm guessing. It's a guess, but I think I'm right. These will be far more available than a Rolex Submariner or GMT or any of the other sporty type models you won't get. Whereas this OP you will get. There'll be a wait, I'm sure, but you'll get it. Secondly, the price. In euros, it's 5,550. That's £2,000 less than a Sub. Thirdly, and this is the bit that most people don't seem to have worked out, they're offering these new colour ranges, these new colour options, of which there are loads as I'm showing now, but there's more than I'm showing, on the 41mm version too. People seem to think it's only on the 36, but it's not. If you look at the website, you can spec it in 41 in any of these colours. The colour choices, yeah, some of them are a bit leery, some of them are a bit feminine maybe, some of them are a bit funky. I'd have one. I'm not quite sure which colour, either the yellow or the turquoise blue, I think I'd have. But they're really funky. I think that makes it good. And then you've got another really significant issue with this new Oyster Perpetual, and that is the bracelet. They've changed it, as far as I can tell. They've changed it, and they've now put the Easy Link bracelet system on it. I don't think it's exactly the same. The overall clasp is not exactly the same as the Rolex Explorer, like mine, but it has got the Easy Link 5mm adjuster, and tell me, really, it is amazing. If you've got one of those, it's quite extraordinary. And what I said on my last video about the Black Bay 58 is that's where they need to go with the bracelet on that, even if they sell it as an option, an upgrade. But it is on the Oyster Perpetual. and it's available in 41mm, which may be slightly too big for some people, but it will suit lots of others, and in all those colour choices. So the bottom line is, I think people are focusing on Submariners because the Submariner is the hero product in the Rolex range, and that's fair enough, but they're missing a trick here. If I was going into a dealer today to look at Rolexes or to order one, I'd be on an Oyster Perpetual, because as a package now, the size, the price, the colour choice and the bracelet, I think it's unbeatable. I think that's where it's at now. But, you know, people make up their own mind and see what they're going to do. Now, that's me finished. On a separate note, my next couple of videos are probably going to be about guns. So if you're into guns or into watches, maybe have a look at my gun videos, because I'm changing a few things, and I've been asked to do a couple of videos on a particular gun I've got, so I will. And then there'll be an update on watches in the next, probably in a fortnight's time or so. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for everybody for subscribing, because that's just great. And the views are going through the roof at the moment relative to who I am and where I am, and I'm very grateful. So have a good day, keep safe, keep well, and I'll speak to you soon.